For a long time, most of us have been disconnected from our physical bodies and relied heavily on our thoughts to experience life. This is not entirely our fault, as we have been conditioned and taught to prioritize our mental processes. However, it is precisely this over-reliance on our minds that causes us to experience suffering. In order to regain our connection with our physical bodies, would like to suggest a few practices. Everything is neutral until the mind applies labels and judgments to them. Feelings of anxiety, fear, and worry are all creations of the mind. The mind is where our memories of the past and worries for the future exist because they cannot exist anywhere else. However, if we shift our focus towards the present moment and live with greater awareness in our bodies, we can realize that the present moment is all that truly exists. The mind encompasses not only thoughts but also emotions and automatic mental and emotional reactions. Emotions arise at the intersection of the mind and body, representing the body's response to the mind, or a reflection of the mind in the body. When we have negative thoughts such as attack or hostility, the body responds with an accumulation of energy that manifests as anger, preparing the body for a fight. Similarly, the perception of a threat, whether physical or psychological, triggers a bodily contraction that is the physical manifestation of fear. Scientific research has revealed that intense emotions can even alter the body's biochemistry. Although you are often unaware of your thought patterns, monitoring your emotions can assist in bringing them to your consciousness. When you identify yourself with your thoughts, preferences, judgments, and interpretations, you become less aware of the present moment as a conscious observer. This identification creates a stronger emotional charge, which may not be immediately noticeable. If you are not in touch with your emotions, they may eventually manifest as physical problems or symptoms. Observing an emotion is similar to watching a thought, except emotions have a strong physical component and are primarily felt in the body. You can learn to detach from your emotions and observe them without being controlled by them. This way, you become the observer or the watching consciousness instead of being identified with the emotion. This practice can bring your unconscious patterns into awareness and help you develop mindfulness. Observing your emotions is just as important as observing your thoughts, so ask yourself regularly, what's going on inside me at this moment, and focus your attention within. If there is no emotion present, focus on the inner energy field of your body as it can lead you to the doorway of being. Although emotions are usually amplified thought patterns, they can be overpowering, making it difficult to stay present and observe them. However, if you develop enough presence, you can stay aware and prevent the emotion from taking over. The unconscious identification with an emotion is common and leads to a temporary state of becoming the emotion. This creates a cycle where thoughts and emotions feed into each other. Thoughts create a magnified version of themselves as an emotion, and the vibration of the emotion feeds back into the thought pattern, and so on. All emotions come from one undifferentiated emotion, which originates from a loss of awareness of our true nature beyond name and form. This emotion is difficult to define, and while fear is close, it also includes a sense of abandonment and incompleteness. It may be more appropriate to use a term like pain to describe the basic undifferentiated emotion which is the origin of all emotions, as it encompasses a sense of fear, abandonment, and incompleteness. The mind's main task is to alleviate or eliminate this emotional pain, which is why it is constantly active, but its efforts only provide temporary relief. The more the mind tries to solve the problem, the more intense the pain becomes. This is because the mind is an integral part of the problem and cannot offer a solution. It's like a police chief searching for an arsonist when the arsonist is the police chief. To be free of this pain, you must disassociate your sense of self from the mind or ego. Only then can being reveal itself as your true nature. Positive emotions such as love and joy are intertwined with your natural state of interconnectedness with being. Whenever there is a gap in the flow of thought, brief moments of deep peace, or glimpses of love and joy, are possible. The mind is a valuable tool, but if we rely on it too much, we may struggle to enjoy life fully. Try listening to this message with your body by placing your awareness in your hands and feet and feeling the rest of your body sink deeply into its energy. You don't need to think about this, just feel and let consciousness absorb the rest of this message. The body is far more intelligent than the mind, and it's where we can connect directly with our true being and the source. As children, we were able to adapt to our environment without overthinking, guided by our natural intuition. Animals also live this way, letting life guide them without excessive mental processing. Initially, coming back to the present moment and the body can feel uncomfortable because we've always relied on our minds. We may subconsciously believe that if we stop thinking about life, things will fall apart. However, returning to the body can provide us with a direct connection to Source and our true being, enabling us to experience life fully. Your body may not feel safe because it holds on to traumatic experiences, resulting in uncomfortable sensations. Society has conditioned us to believe that negative energy is harmful, so we tend to resist feeling these sensations. However, all sensations are neutral, and it is our mind that gives them labels of good or bad. To reconnect with your body, you need to accept that it's okay to feel your emotions. Often, we are afraid of certain situations because of how we think they will make us feel. However, if we stop resisting those feelings, we will realize that they are just energy moving within our bodies. You don't have to aim for enlightenment or spiritual transcendence. Instead, allow yourself to feel your emotions and let them flow through you. Once you allow yourself to feel and release those energies that you have been resisting, you will start living a life free of resistance, and your connection with your body will become stronger. As a result, your confidence will increase, your people-pleasing habits will reduce, your constant overthinking and anxiety will disappear, and fear will no longer have power over you. You will no longer be able to relate to these things, and you will once again become the main character of your life, which is an incredible feeling. You will be more present and connected to your true self, and life will flow more easily for you. Trusting yourself and not worrying will bring joy to your life. You will no longer be dependent on others, and self-love and self-respect will take their place. The conditions of codependency will break down as a result. The mind is unreliable and can create illusions and false beliefs that lead to confusion and unnecessary suffering. How can you trust a mind that one day makes you feel like the greatest person in the world and the next day makes you want to give up on life? The body, on the other hand, may not initially feel like a safe place to reside because of the emotional blockages built up from years of suppressing feelings. However, the journey of reconnecting with the body is a beautiful process that will lead to many realizations and breakthroughs, as well as emotional release. You might notice some changes happening quickly, but it's important to keep in mind that true transformation is not an overnight process. The pace at which you progress is entirely up to you and your ability to surrender and let go of resistance. The key to unlocking this process is to start feeling your emotions, and it's actually a very straightforward process. All you need to do is direct your focus towards the most intense physical sensation you're experiencing in your body, and remain present with it. As you focus on the sensation, thoughts will likely arise, but your attention should remain on the sensation. Instead of wanting it to go away, be curious about what it is and appreciate the experience of feeling that energy. Eventually, the sensation will dissipate, and you will feel its release.